So, welcome to this little review of this Sigma 16mm f1.4 Contemporary. This is a brand new lens from Sigma for the crop sensor mirrorless cameras. This one is for Sony E mount and is also available for Micro Four Thirds. This is a lens in the same series as this one, the 30mm f1.4 Contemporary. As you can see, they have quite similar design, but the 16mm is a bit bigger, also a little bit heavier. So they are both wide aperture lenses, f1.4, that's in a lot of light and gives this nice background blur. So this Sigma costs about 450 euros, or about the same in dollars, and that's quite reasonable price for a f1.4 lens. It supports autofocus pretty much like all the native Sony lenses, and I will show you right now. It also has manual focus by this manual focus ring here, and I have to say the manual focus on this 30mm was quite annoying to use, because how much it changed focus depended not that much how much you moved the focus ring, but also how fast you moved it. If you moved it fast, it moved a lot, and if you moved it slow, it moved just a little bit. So it was really hard to predict how much the focus would change when you moved it. Fortunately, they have improved this on the 16mm, and I will show you. So now I'm going to do a little test of the manual focus. Start here, you can see here, and it's about 180 degrees, and I'm moving it slowly. Moving it slowly back to minimum focus, and now let's do it fast. And it's still about 180 degrees. A little less than that. The Sigma 30mm is one of the very sharpest lenses there is for the Sony E mount system. So I have great expectations for the 16mm too. So to see how sharp it is, I will compare it to some of the other 16mm lenses that exist. We have this one, the 10-18 zoom lens, f4. You can see it's a bit smaller than the Sigma, and it's also zoom lens, so more versatile. But it's just an f4, while this one is an f1.4, and we will see how they compare in sharpness. I will also compare it to this one. This is the Sony DT 16-50 f2.8, and this one is actually for the older A mount system. So to use this on the E mount, I have to use this part, which is an adapter, and this is the actual lens. It's a very sharp lens, at least in the center, so it'll be interesting to see how the Sigma compares to this one. If you can match it, it's a great sharpness. Alright, so here we are going to compare the sharpness of those three lenses. So at the top left we have the Sony DT 16-50, the top right we have the Sigma, and in the top bottom left we have the Sony 10-18. Right now they are all at their wide open maximum aperture. We see it as Sigma, and the 16-50 is about the same. while the 10-18 is not quite as sharp as the others. Remember, the sigma over here is at 1.4, this is at f4. So that's 3 stops brighter for the sigma and it's still sharper than the 10-18. So let's see what we need on the 10-18 to get us as sharp. If you go to f8, I would say it's about the same as the other 3 at wide open. So sigma at 1.4, 16-50 at 2.8, and the 10-18 at f8, and they're about the same sharpness at those apertures. So that's quite sharp from the sigma. Let's see what we get if we stop it down to 2.8, like the 16-50. That. No, both those two at the top is at 2.8. Yeah, sigma is a bit sharper, but they're both very sharp at the top, or all 3 of them are quite sharp at this aperture. So here we have them all at f8, and you can see they're all quite sharp here. Okay, let's check the corners. So here we have all the same lenses in the same order. The 16-50 top left, sigma top right, and the 10-18 in the bottom left. And they are all wide open. And here the sigma is clearly much sharper than the other 2. This is at f1.4, this is 2.8, and this is f4. And it's a huge difference. Let's start the other 2 down a bit. Put the 16-50 at f4. Still not as sharp. Let's try 5.6. Getting closer, but still not there. So the 16-50 at f8 is about the same as the sigma at 1.4. And let's see the 10-18. Stop it to 5.6. Not that far, but it's about the same, I would say. So the 10.8 at 5.6 and the sigma at 1.4 is about the same. Let's see if the sigma gets any sharper when we stop it down to 2.0. Maybe a little better. Sigma at f4 sharper than the 16-15 at f8. Let's try the 10-18 at f8 too. Yeah. Sigma, you can see these lines are a bit sharper than the other ones. More contrast. And it's 2 stops brighter now. Okay, so let's look at some pictures from it. This is at f1.4 and shows a bit how you can blur out the background by focusing close. Another shot shows very nice blurred out background, very smooth. And here again, and you can check out the bokeh hair, quite round and smooth. Beautiful blurring. Here's the shot against the sun, and very little flaring. And another one against the sun. You can see the sun star at f16, and here you do get a little bit of flaring up here, and a little bit here. So there is some flaring, but this is as much as I managed to get it. Here's a bit of a portrait at f1.4. You can see you can blur out the background, but still get a bit of the impression of the background. And and it's also good for landscapes. This is at f8. It's good at low light, or at f1.4. Okay, so that's it for this review of the Sigma 16. I have to say I'm quite impressed. It's very sharp already at wide apertures, and it creates some beautiful background blur. So I think I'm going to like this lens. Okay, thanks for now.